So you don't have room for keeping chickens in the backyard? Well, I'm about to show you a great alternative for recycling those food scraps and turning them into the perfect soil additive. We're here with our Facebook friend Chris Sanders, who was first inspired to start a worm farm after completing a permaculture course at Perth Zoo and witnessing firsthand the incredible benefits that could be achieved by adding worm castings to Perth's poor sandy soils. Chris's passion for worm farming was ignited, and she went from a domestic worm farm to establishing large commercial breeding structures made from insulated panels that help keep the worms cool, especially during our long, hot summers. Before long, Chris was selling her treasured tiger worms to other home enthusiasts so that they could have some of the fun that she was enjoying. Chris, keeping worms, it's really not that hard, but there are some golden rules, huh?
There are. It's quite easy. There's 3 golden rules. They have to be kept cool, they have to be kept wet, and you have to feed them. They only eat their own body weight every 2 to 3 days. So if you've got a kilo of worms, you'd only give them a kilo of food every 2 to 3 days. When you feed them, you cut the food up really small. If you give them an apple, a whole apple, and you give them a mulched up apple, the mulched up apple will disappear overnight. The whole apple will just dehydrate. It will still be there weeks later. So the more surface area you've got, the more bacteria are eating that food, the quicker they eat it. They need to be watered a couple of times a week during summer. In the winter time, you can leave them for longer, but they do need to be watered.
This is a typical worm farm that you'll find at your local garden centre or hardware store. They come in 3 tiers. The base tier, well, that collects the moisture that passes through the worm farm. It's called worm juice and it's fantastic for using out on the garden. The middle tier, this is where we start the worms off. We put down the bedding, the first pack of worms, and we start feeding them. They'll quickly fill that with worm castings, moving their way up to the top layer. We can simply take the middle layer out full of worm castings and use it in the garden. It's the perfect soil additive. If you've been inspired to have a worm farm at your place, well, you're in luck. Simply like us on Facebook to go into the draw for your chance to win a worm cafe and a worm starter pack from our friends at Worm Affair. Good luck.